Donald Gibb, the giant actor who became immortalized as Ogre in Revenge of the Nerds, has reportedly died at the age of 71. And for a lot of fans, this feels like losing a living piece of 1980s movie history. According to reports confirmed by his family, Gibb passed away at his home in Texas after ongoing health complications, surrounded by loved ones. His son Travis described him as a deeply spiritual man who loved his family, friends, and fans with all his heart. And honestly, that description surprises a lot of people, because on screen, Donald Gibb looked terrifying. Huge frame, massive beard, booming voice. The guy practically specialized in playing human wrecking balls. But off-screen, people who knew him consistently described him as kind, funny, humble, and incredibly approachable. That contrast became part of what made him unforgettable. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're looking back at the life, legacy, and impact of Donald Gibb, the actor best known for playing Ogre in Revenge of the Nerds, but whose career quietly stretched across some of the most iconic cult movies and television shows of the 1980s and 1990s. And trust me, there's one part of his story that many younger fans have absolutely no idea about. Before acting, Donald Gibb was actually pursuing a completely different dream. Born on August 4th, 1954, in New York City and raised in California, Gibb grew up as a naturally gifted athlete. Standing around 6 foot for the powerful build, he excelled in both football and basketball from an early age. He attended Notre Dame High School in Sherman Oaks before earning athletic scholarships and playing college football. At one point, he even spent time connected to the San Diego Chargers organization before injuries reportedly derailed his football ambitions. And think about that for a second. If football had worked out, Hollywood may never have discovered him. No Ogre, no Bloodsport, no cult movie legend. Instead, after his football dreams slowed down, Gibb found himself moving toward acting. And in the early 1980s, Hollywood immediately realized something important about him. You couldn't ignore Donald Gibb once he entered a room. Then came the role that changed his life forever. In 1984, Revenge of the Nerds exploded into pop culture. The comedy centered around socially awkward college outsiders battling arrogant fraternity jocks, and Donald Gibb's character Ogre instantly became one of the movie's breakout stars. He was loud, aggressive, completely over the top, but somehow hilarious at the same time. And that's what made Ogre special. The character could have easily become a one-dimensional bully, but Gibb brought this weird comedic energy underneath all the intimidation. Fans laughed at him, quoted him endlessly, and eventually embraced him as one of the most iconic characters from the entire franchise. For many people, Donald Gibb was Revenge of the Nerds. And the craziest part? That role followed him for the rest of his life. Even decades later, fans would still walk up to him and yell "Nerds," because Ogre became one of those rare cult movie characters that never really disappears from pop culture. But here's something younger audiences may not realize. Donald Gibb quietly built one of the most recognizable supporting actor careers of his era. Even if you didn't know his name, you definitely saw him somewhere. One of his biggest achievements outside Revenge of the Nerds came in the martial arts cult classic Bloodsport, where he starred alongside Jean-Claude Van Damme as Ray Jackson. And if you grew up watching action movies in the late 80s, you remember Ray Jackson. Big personality, big attitude, big heart. That performance introduced Gibb to an entirely different fan base and proved he could do much more than just comedy. Over the years, he also appeared in projects like U.S. Marshals' Hancock MacGyver, Seinfeld, The X-Files, and HBO's football comedy First and 10, where he played the legendary character Dr. Death. Honestly, his greatest achievement may have been this. Donald Gibb mastered the art of stealing scenes without being the main star. That's harder than people think. Hollywood is filled with actors chasing leading man status, but Gibb built an entire legacy by being unforgettable in supporting roles. He walked into scenes with this larger-than-life energy that audiences instantly remembered, and that's why so many tributes pouring in right now feel emotional. Fans aren't just mourning an actor. They're mourning a very specific era of entertainment, an era when movies were unapologetically outrageous, when characters were cartoonishly memorable, when cult comedies dominated VHS rentals and cable television. Donald Gibb represented that era perfectly. Now, regarding his family life, Gibb was always remarkably private compared to many Hollywood personalities. Publicly verified details about his wife and broader family remain limited, though reports confirm his children were with him during his final moments, and his son Travis spoke publicly following his death. And honestly, that privacy may explain why he remained so respected. There were no endless scandals, no constant celebrity drama, no desperate attempts to stay relevant online. He simply worked, entertained people, and became part of movie history. That's rare. And there's another reason this story is hitting fans hard right now. A lot of the actors tied to 1980s cult classics are aging, and every time someone like Donald Gibb passes away, it feels like another chapter of that generation quietly closes. Because Ogre wasn't just a comedy character anymore. He became nostalgia itself. For millions of fans, seeing Donald Gibb instantly reminded them of late-night movie marathons, video rental stores, cable TV weekends, and the chaotic comedy style that defined an entire generation. That a legacy bigger than most blockbuster stars ever achieve. Donald Gibb may have never been Hollywood's biggest celebrity, but he became something arguably more powerful, memorable, and in entertainment, memorable lasts forever. Rest in peace to Donald Gibb, dead at 71. And for longtime fans of Revenge of the Nerds, this really does feel like the end of an era. What was your favorite Donald Gibb role? Ogre? Ray Jackson from Bloodsport? Or one of his classic television appearances? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more entertainment news, celebrity analysis, and Hollywood deep dives right here on the channel.